Okay, so the New York Times is reporting that Pete Hegseth shared mission sensitive, mission critical information about Yemen, I think with his brother and his wife and some other people through a Signal chat. Why is this important when we talk about misinformation in the media? I am not saying at all that anything about this story is misinformation. I have no idea. But I do talk a lot about misinformation, and this story is a great example of why getting rid of misinformation in the media is so important. It's important because so few people trust the media right now that this story, while it might be a really big story, it won't carry the weight it normally would. 10 or 15 years ago, if a story like this broke, Pete Hegseth would be gone that fast. He just would. That's how it worked. But now we live in a time and an age where there is so much misinformation in the media and so many people that don't trust it that many more people are never held accountable for things that are shown to us through the media. This may be one of those things. This may be one of those things where Pete Hegseth absolutely did all of this and he suffers no consequences of it. And the reason is because the administration will know that not enough people trust the media or believe the media for it to make a difference. And this is exactly why it is so important for our media to tell us the truth, for us to be able to trust the media in this country, whether it's left wing, right wing, middle, independent, it doesn't matter. It does not matter who they are. If we cannot trust them, stories like this don't carry as much weight. And people get away with more shit. People get away with more shit when nobody trusts the media. The media is and always has been these people that bring these stories to light. And many times they are the catalyst for people having to suffer consequences for their actions. But for the media, we would have never known about a lot of the things people have done historically. And when you lose faith and trust in the media, you lose a very high level of accountability in government. So I sit here today and I hear stories like this. And like I said, may be true, may not be true. I don't know. But what I do know for sure is that the majority of people in this country don't trust the media. And then I think, okay, how is that going to impact this story? How is that going to impact Pete Hegseth? This mistrust in the media destroys accountability in government. That's how it's going to impact Pete Hegseth. And that more than likely, right? More than likely, no matter what he did, he's going to get to keep his job. Because whether the story is true or not, it doesn't matter. The things that matter to people in government are poll numbers. And if enough people don't trust the story, then nothing will happen to Pete Hegseth. That is why it is so important we hold our media accountable and do something to rebuild trust in our media outlets in the United States. Thanks.